Today on Scrapbooking Tips and Tricks, we're going to take a look at working in a citrus twist life crafted album right here on Mari Clark Creations. This project today is also part of the YouTube video series Scraptember for the month of September, and I want to give a shout out to the ladies who organized this video hop during the month, and I am going to be leaving links in the description box down below. I wanted to work in this really gorgeous citrus twist life crafted album today. It's brand new. I just got it and I love it. It's so pretty. And I wanted to do a family themed layout, which is the theme for my day for Scraptember. And I'm going to be scrapping this photo here. This is a square photo. It's a black and white, you can see there. And it's a photo of my mom and my son dancing to a little jig that's being played on the violin by my niece. I'm going to be using a bunch of Felicity Jane products here today for this layout. And you can see that I've got this paper here that I have cut to size for my white paper base. And this is just I can't remember, maybe this is from the Catherine collection from Felicity Jane. I'm not really sure. I keep all of my Felicity Jane products in a big iris container and they just kind of all get jumbled together, but I love this paper. It is numbers, so they're black numbers on this white background, and I cut that, like I said, to size of the insert that I created. So the insert that I'm working on here today, I just cut from a piece of white cardstock and hole punched it with the 6 holes to fit into the life crafted album. And there you can just see I took the patterned paper and adhered it down to that white cardstock base. And now I'm just taking my corner rounder and rounding the corners of my papers there, just because I think that looks neat with the album. The corners of the album are rounded, and I probably will do that with all of my inserts that I create for this album. So here you can just see I'm taking my hole punch and I'm just hole punching through that number pattern paper that I adhered onto the top of my insert here. So just getting those holes punched, and now I'll just be able to go ahead and create my layout. Now this is just really going to be simple. I'm not going to do anything too complicated here. I just wanted to for my scrapbooking tips and tricks here, just show you how really simple and clean these notebook pages can be. So this is actually a little file folder from one of the collections. I think it might have been from Catherine again, but I'm not 100% sure. It might have been from Hope. And here you can just see I'm showing my sister. I'm actually also FaceTiming my sister at this point in time, but I'm just showing her here the photo that I'm going to be scrapbooking. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to adhere that on top of that little file folder there. And I'm going to just, the file folder is going to be able to open, and that's actually where my journaling is going to be. And I love this idea. I think these little file folders are genius. So I wanted to just use some of the little bits and pieces from Felicity Jane to go ahead and embellish this. So I have I'm now going to adhere that file folder onto this 4x3 card, also from Felicity Jane. And I'm going with a really, really subtle color scheme here. It's just going to be the blacks, the whites, and then there's just this really little bit of really, really light blue, kind of a blue-green. That's so pale, you can actually hardly even tell that it's a color. It almost just looks like gray. But I like it because I kind of wanted it to look a little bit more masculine, I guess, in a way, because it is photo of my son and my mom here. I just try to, when I'm doing documenting photos for my son's albums and projects, I usually try to go with a little bit more of a masculine sort of a look to the projects. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop up this title on some foam adhesive and get that stuck down. And yeah, so I just really like the goal of this layout was just to be really clean and simple. And I just wanted to really focus on that today and just show you that you don't have to take hours and hours to work on a project. Most of us don't have that kind of time. And I know that it's been a weird time, and we have had more time at home and more time to just sort of like focus on things like crafting and hobbies and family time and that kind of thing, which is great. But we don't always have that. I don't anticipate it's going to be like this forever. And so, and even if we are having more home time now, that doesn't mean that you've got more downtime to, work on projects like this. So it's nice to see some projects that don't take as much time, right? That are a little bit more clean and simple, and something that can be put together pretty quickly. Now, if you wanted to do a smaller album project like this, obviously, if you don't have the Felicity Jane collection or items, you could make your own little file folder. If you have a tab punch, all you really need to do is take a piece of cardstock, score it in the middle, and fold it over, and you've kind of got you have a little file folder. All you need to do is add a little tab to it so that you could actually recreate this fairly simply. So you can see here now, I'm just going to take a stamp. I'm going to do some stamping on the inside, and I'm just going to stamp the phrase family time. This stamp set's actually from the Amanda collection, and I'm going to just use a little bit of VersaFine Clair ink here. And this is the Nocturne, it's black, and it just stamps really nice and crisply. And I just wanted to do something really simple here to create a little title on the inside. This stamp is perfect. I'm just going to stamp that out, and it goes along with my family theme. And just going to get that stamped down. Now this is a perfect spot, logical spot here on this spread for my journaling, and that is where I intend to do the journaling for this project. Now you can just go ahead and handwrite in there. Obviously, if you create a little folder like this for your little interactive piece for your spread, or you could also do some typing, some word processing, print that out and stick it in there too. That actually would be super fast also. This is just a little bit of washi tape. I'm going to put that down at the bottom just as a little ledge for the little title for my spread. I'm going to just fold that over. I will go ahead after and tuck that in between the layers of my paper there so that it doesn't show on the back of my spread. And then I'm just going to take some Felicity Jane Puffy Alphas. These ones are white with a little black dot. And I'm just going to spell out the word family at the bottom of this little spread here. And it basically is going to be almost finished at that point. So it comes together really fast. And like I said, it's just really super simple and easy to create a layout like this. And these specific albums are really beautiful. They're nicely crafted, and I just feel like this is going to be a really great addition to the type of albums that I am going to be creating in the future. I really love creating 12 by 12 layouts, but to be honest with you, the 12 by 12 albums are huge, and I'm starting to run out of space as to where to put them. And I'm finding that I'm doing fewer and fewer 12 by 12 layouts over time. And you've probably noticed that here on my YouTube channel. I haven't posted as many 12 by 12 layouts as I might have at one time, just because I have fewer photos to scrapbook these days. And I guess, B, or the other reason is I'm running out of space. They do take up a lot of room. And the nice thing about this type of album is it obviously takes up way less space, and you can create a layout very quickly but yet get all of your stories told. The storytelling is going to happen beautifully in these life crafted albums. And I actually, when I ordered this one, there wasn't a ton of stock on the albums at that time, but apparently they're restocking them very soon this fall. And so I definitely plan on picking up one or two more of these albums for my craft space. So here I'm just finishing up that little area at the bottom left. I'm going to just put this little piece of, this is just a little ephemera piece from one of the ephemera collections from Felicity Jane. I think this one is from Hope, and I feel like most of the things that I use here are from the Hope collection, and then just that stamp from Amanda, and then just odds and ends here and there. But I'm also going to use this little ephemera piece. It's the little heart, so kind of going with a little bit of a heart theme here too. I've got a couple of hearts on the spread. And once that is all adhered down there, I'm just going to use a little bit of tape runner on that heart. I'm going to stick that down, and I'll use a little bit of liquid adhesive for that little circle with the heart inside of it there. And I just love how this looks. And what I did on the opposing page is I used a page protector that has two 4x3 cards in it. You'll see that you saw that on this still shot at the beginning, and I will try to remember to put a still shot in at the end as well here. And you can see the finished project there with that opposing page. And I just love how it turned out. Super easy. So scrapbook tip of the day for this video is you don't always have to go really complicated. Your projects don't have to take you forever. You can use a simple format like this live crafted album, or something like a traveler's notebook, etc., where you can do something really clean and simple that takes very little time, and your storytelling is going to happen. And that's the most important thing about our projects, is telling our stories. I mean, it is for me anyways. And I don't hardly ever do I do my journaling on camera, because I don't want it. I don't like putting that out there, so to speak. So, but I always leave room, space, and plan space on my layouts for that journaling to happen. So yeah, I really like how this turned out. It's super sweet. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you check out the links in the description box below to the other people who are involved, or at least to the main people who are involved in organizing Scraptember. And I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you stay safe, take care, and I'll see you again here for scrapbooking tips and tricks. Bye-bye.